Yo, good evening. It is Saturday night. We are gonna play some video games. I will presumably shortly be joined by the one and only Nihon Tiger. But for now, we just have me, some trackers. Thanks Sokol and Joinker's wife for clicking these buttons. And thanks to our four runners who are gonna be running around saving Hyrule. On the left, grouchy old men, Xilo, Pryce, and Vertz finding Quake in Link's house. And on the right, but we're buddies, ChelseyxLynn and fantallis. For those of you who made it through this week without seeing a match yet, congratulations, you've missed out on some fun times. This is co-op all dungeons mode, where the members of each team are in a voice call and are able to share information with each other. And in fact, pretty much have to if they want to beat the game in a timely manner. So fantallis and Chelsey are going to be communicating what they find. Vertz and Xilo are going to pass back and forth information like, hey, Vertz has 2 medallions already. Xilo may want to pick those up at some point. And the runners are going to have to beat every dungeon in the game, including Aga Tower. Even if Lumberjack Hut, as we see, or Lumberjack Cave, as we see, doesn't have anything too great, we are going to see the runners clear it at some point. But for now, looks like Chelsey might just deal with the race game, get the mirror there. fantallis going through the woods, gonna get some bombs to start off with. Xilo gonna pick those up as well. And we are seeing, I think what we'll see a lot of in this race, where the two runners on a team go immediately in radically different directions. One of the big aspects of co-op mode is, of course, try to go somewhere where your partner isn't. Get as much information as you possibly can, as quickly as you can, because if you're both doing the same dungeon, you're both finding the same things, and that's not going to help you advance. Now, this is, of course, the last week of the Link to the Past Randomizer League in the main season. What that means is that ooh, look, sword and gloves already being found. What that means, this being the last week, is that some of the standings are already pretty much finalized. Neither of these teams really has anything to gain or lose in the standings based on the outcome here, but we do still play for fun. We do want to get those some of those fantasy league points counted, and we do want to see the final records. So strap in, because we do still have a race on our hands. A race that includes 100 rupees in the back of Blind's Hut and 2 swords at this point. Did someone say early Aga Tower? Ooh, especially with a cape in the well as well. We are just a lamp away from being able to logically clear Aghanim's tower. All right. Let's see. Bottle vendor, not too great here today, but we are going to get those gloves for everyone before they leave the village. So, gosh, where are people going to head off to immediately after this? Are we going to see maybe an early Death Mountain play between the glove and that mirror? It's possible to get all the way into Tower of Hera, and depending on the key layout, actually beat the dungeon potentially. And it looks like Nihon Tiger will not be joining us tonight. Instead, folks, sit back, relax, and wait, as Will and Jay Bradley will be joining me shortly. Vertz farming bombs down in the southwest corner of the village also gets a full heart drop from the rats. That'll be nice to have. And we do see Chelsey standing still for a minute. She may be working out some tech issues between her and her partner, so they can keep their voice call going. We'll see what comes together with that. But bear in mind, the right side team may slow down for a bit here and there. Grouchy old men now going to check the Uncle Caves as well. Get their 10 arrows, but also that second medallion. And I'm thinking we're going to see them do clear the castle. Is that Willard?
Hi.
Hi, welcome. What's
What
going
did
on?
I miss? I miss anything cool?
We got a video game.
Is there a reason why Chelsea's standing still?
Tech stuff. Computers.
Oh, naturally.
Computers, not video games, so hang on, was that another sword at the dam? Are we just gonna run around on tempered sword? Is that the life we live today?
Is it a seed free? Easy game? Easy life?
It's easy mode. I don't know if the logic makes it all free, but
So what have we seen so far? Is this our first time in Hyrule Castle, or?
This is our first castle clear.
Okay.
Uncle had a medallion, Link's house had a medallion, so just give 2 of those at the start. Hey Willard. Why haven't the runners checked their map?
I don't know. Probably because it's all dungeons and it doesn't really matter that much.
I mean, it matters a little. I want to know.
It matters a little bit.
What if there's something at Pyramid Fairy or on the pedestal?
Or in GT.
Or on Sahaz? Man, this could just be confirmation bias. I feel like I've seen more items from the green pendant than any other week this week.
Really? I guess I haven't really watched much of the matches because I've been too busy prepping for it. But I don't think I had. I didn't think green pendant led to much in any of my practice seeds or tourney races. But I'll take your word for it, bud.
I mean, maybe it's just my races.
Maybe.
We do get different seeds when we play.
What?
Yeah, I know. Spoilers.
That's impossible. Well, hopefully this whatever's going on Chelsea's side isn't gonna last for too long. What's this been, like 2 minutes now?
Yeah, I mean, the good news is that when they get connected up, she's not going to have anything she has to tell Fantallis. He'll be able to just send all the information to her at this rate.
That's good. Doesn't look like there's been too much found yet, aside from these nice swords and another medallion.
We also got a bottle somewhere, but I don't think that's done anything.
And still nothing really telling us. I mean, I guess at this point, if we find a lamp and maybe the Moon Pearl, we could start thinking about going through Aga Tower to get to the Dark World.
Oh, Chelsea's moving. Chelsea's moving.
What?
Oh.
Green Pendant T Rock, alright. Doesn't check map, but talks to Sahasrara. Oh wow, nice bow.
That's a great bow. That's a
pretty great bow. Well, I don't see why Xilo won't just go ahead and beat Eastern, get that information about what's in there, and
there we go. There's our
map check.
Pendant Hera.
What'd you see, Philion?
I see a Pendant Hera.
And then 2 regular crystals at Eastern and Desert. Nice.
Yeah. I see a big smile on my face because someone finally checked their map.
That's also 2 pendants that we figured out now. Also, it looked to me like Fantallis may have taken an incidental death in the Ice Rock Cave area, maybe?
Ooh.
Hard to say.
He's
I don't know.
Probably trying to type while he walks. I see him walking into bushes and stuff.
Yeah, he's walking into a lot of swords, too.
That man does some weird things in this game, but I don't think walking into guards is part of his strat.
Well, fortunately, even if there is some issues going on, this race is mostly just for glory and pride and fun and a few extra points. But there's really nothing left on the line in this division. This is actually the last race of this division as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You seem to know a lot about who's advancing, Willard.
Yeah, sure do.
Cool, I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I don't know if anyone cares. So otherwise, I'd start mouthing off about it. But
I mean, you were one of the teams that won this division, so hey, congrats.
hey, thank you. This was an interesting week. For these past 2 weeks of doing the co-op stuff has been really fun.
Oh yeah, cool stuff.
I had a good time hanging out with my teammates and practicing these 2 weeks. That should be still exciting to watch a more or less for fun match here. See what kind of seed we got going on. And, especially when you have these kind of situations, especially with Pendant T-Rock, I mean, that leads so many things in GT potentially required. There's a book here in Eastern Palace that could be required to unlock or complete Turtle Rock, like an Ice Rod or a Medallion, or who knows, we could have Pendant Mire as well, and Samaria could be in GT.
I mean, yes, we could. I just don't like that.
It's kind of the downside about all dungeons. It's the potential for something to be in GT. At least with it being co-op, you can get to that GT faster. You could have one of your teammates just kind of rush crystals while the other person does the other stuff, and then find out it was in like Magic Bat the whole time, and you just didn't check it, thinking it was gonna be nothing.
Hey, I did that seed too.
Yeah, it was great.
I want to shout out that dark room that Xilo just did. Like, even with the sword held out, you usually see people bump into walls a bit when they're trying to do dark rooms. He just knew exactly where he was going the whole time. That shows off some practice.
Yeah, that's the thing is, crazy thing about muscle memory, man. If you do the same thing over and over enough times, you just kind of feel your way through it. And I've noticed that especially when you do like the cave up to Death Mountain where you save the old man. If you can do it without any sort of visual cue, like no sword or boomerang or bow or anything, you're just walking in the dark and holding up right and down right. You always have those little visual or those audio cues to get you through it. Oh, all right. Well, Chelsea is off, so that's good.
Yeah,
got a heart piece on Zora, which is bad.
Like Houlihan and bought bombs and stuff, which is a little weird to do when you got Master Sword, but maybe just figuring things out. Xilo not doing so well in the back dark room. Ooh.
Yeah, those on green mail, those Igors will do 1 heart of damage. So oftentimes, if you get bopped a couple, you're better off just leaving, drop it down, grabbing a fairy, and then going back in. But that is going to be a bit of a costly death in this. And fortunately, though, there's nothing going to be on Armos. So he got 3 items out of there. I think it was a heart container, the book, and a shovel. Going to go ahead and check what is on that shovel.
Yeah, at that point, just bail, come back when you beat Pod. Finish the dungeon then. Good call.
Maybe have like boots by then, so you can just dash through it quickly.
Yeah, the big thing I've noticed, both last week and this week, is a real a sense from a lot of runners of knowing when to cut their losses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the nature of these 2 modes is that you're just under geared for some of the stuff, and so taking the death and realizing, okay, I need to get out of here. I need to do something else with my time.
Yeah,
really important.
I mean, it's better, especially in this mode, that it's worse to just keep throwing yourself into a bottomless pit and hoping to get a different outcome eventually than it is to just leave and come back when you're better prepared, and you're losing time regardless. I mean, unless it's a case of, oh wow, Chelsea got bopped by that crab. It was a little scary. It would definitely be different if Armos had an item, but
yeah, interestingly, Vertz going straight to Eastern as well. Probably trying to hunt things down after that book.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like book is going to be lead us in that direction that we need to go, especially with, well, Zora wasn't even in Logic, so.
No, I'm gonna get a glove earlier, but
no, looking like it.
Messing with me clearly. Dang it, chat.
Dang it, chat. I'm not even looking at chat, and I'm already angry at you.
Oh, gloves on the library. So sweet, earthen boots.
Looks like Fantallis is getting the nice quick kill on Armos. Gonna get his compass and a crystal heart piece over at Agana's cave, and then they're gonna backtrack to go into desert.
Race is over then. 1 crystal done.
Yep, GG's. This was a
Cool.
0-1 fast cannon. We got our sword.
Oh.
Oh, no fire source though. Oh no. I don't think it's gonna work.
Also, no moon pearl.
Not important. Oh, okay. Well, there is a flute on the desert ledge that will get us up to Death Mountain, so that is obviously where we're heading next. I feel like in this kind of situation for Xilo, it probably would have been better just to go ahead and go desert and then do Agana's cave, because I mean, unless he already had a glove or a fire source, there was a very low chance of him being able to get something in there that was going to help him complete this dungeon.
Yeah. I mean, even with both those items, maybe you just walk in here and your key's on the torch, and so you need boots anyways. So,
exactly.
then again, it's also just a pain to get back over to Agina's cave when you can't lift the rocks. Hey, there's a moon pearl.
Oh, nice. So now we're just a lamp away from Dark World via Agate Tower.
A
Perfect.
lamp or boots away from Dark World. Or boots and hammer. Oops.
The other thing I'm noticing is there is a bit of a low bomb counts on 2 of our player sides. Fantallis and Xilo both rocking the 1 and 0 bombs. Unfortunately, there's no bombs chilling in desert, so might have to consider picking some up along the way. I don't know if we've checked.
That's fine. But no, we kind of need those for Agina. Ooh, Xilo's just going to bail on Agina entirely.
Well, no, he did it first.
Right.
That's what I was talking about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I know what's up. I'm awake.
Dude, I just took a nap, so I'm like super awake. It's perfect.
That's why we brought you in, so I could take a nap right now.
Yeah, go
Hey,
for
everyone.
it. But yeah, bombs. We will need bomb. Well, yeah. Here's the thing. I mean, you got flute, but there's really not much you can do up on Death Mountain aside from that's in logic, except for
Ether
Spectacle
tablet.
Cave. Well, we don't have a mirror yet.
Rock top. We have the mirror.
Oh, well, Xilo doesn't.
Xilo doesn't. It was a race game, so.
Okay, so he'll
he
run
can
down
just-
and grab
He
that.
can go get it
Okay.
right here. Yeah, it's not a bad mirror spot.
Okay, well then that opens up a good chunk of Tower of Hera, assuming we don't need a fire source. Man, so what do you think is going to happen? You think we're just going to find a hammer and then find the boots, or you think we're going to find a lamp?
I'm thinking Aga.
Thinking Aga, yeah.
The alarm bell goes off every time I see swords and a cape.
Yep, yeah. You have both of those. It's like, yeah, looking pretty good.
Yo, nice duck dodge by Xilo there.
So here's the thing: is Xilo probably should have picked up bombs in Kakariko, because if they end up going up on Death Mountain, find maybe like Hookshot or the hammer, they're gonna need bombs to clear a portion of Paradox Cave.
Why don't you just buy bombs up in Paradox Cave?
Well, because you need a bomb to buy bombs in Paradox Cave.
Right. Shucks.
I mean, there's a very good chance we'll find bombs along the way, and there's bombs in Hera that he can farm. So I'm just talking.
Yeah, we got those.
So I take it But We're Buddies hasn't been through Hyrule Castle at all, so this is the first trip through Hyrule?
That sounds right. They're just kind of a little behind on checks right now.
Oh, look at this.
Makes sense because Chelsea was sitting there for a while.
Find them bombs. Good call.
Good.
Alright, let's see what we got up on Death Mountain. We only have Spectacle Cave and Hera, portions of Hera in logic, but gonna go ahead and save the old man here. Which makes sense. It's a real quick one to do. Looks like I didn't even notice that Fantallis was already up here doing the same thing, I think.
No, we're seeing this neat little leapfrogging pattern between Fantallis and Xilo. They like go to the same area, then diverge a bit, and then go back to the same area.
Wow, it's pretty nice finding all these heart containers at least. Yeah, the downside about all this is that Chelsey's going to have to go all the way to Eastern just to get to Book, just to get the flute. It's a bit of a long walk, and there's nothing she can really do about this. She doesn't really have any other options except to do those really slow things. And like, if this wasn't a co-op, the seed would be kind of awful to begin with.
And that's the way I felt about every seed this week.
I wonder if the seeds were specifically designed to be terrible in a non-co-op scenario.
Is that... No. Robots can't do that.
I want to know where Chelsey's going. Maybe she doesn't remember that she has a mirror.
Oh. Hey, Chelsea, you have a mirror. And you're 10 minutes in the past, so you can't hear me.
She like walking back to go death warp off of one of these guys or something?
Looks like... Ooh, this hurts. This hurts.
I mean, fortunately, she does have only green mail and not that many hearts, so it didn't take that long, but...
I suppose.
When you're already... Okay, nice. So that opens up back of escape, unless we've already sequence broke that, which is what Chelsey's about to do.
It's not even a sequence break, I think. Oh, no, it is. It is because of dark rooms. Key-wise, it's not, but... Alright, hair is beatable. That's good. That's good.
We were in desert for like 1 second. Did we even find... No. Something was... It's boots locked, yeah, because there was a heart container in the map chest.
Yeah, we don't know if it's the big key or the small key on the torch, but runners didn't bother checking. They're just like, I'll need boots.
So I guess it's kind of interesting. Where were the swords again?
Like Dam and Tavern and Blindside or something. Like they were all Sphere 1.
Yeah, I'm curious why Xilo didn't get the third one then. They were all really free.
Even freer with Flute now, yeah. Ooh, there's a small key for Fantallis. He's got one item already in this dungeon. Nice bomb jump by Xilo.
Oh, sorry. I'm getting stuff mixed up. It wasn't a heart container in Desert, it was the Moon Pearl.
Yeah.
They look kind of similar.
I know.
Also getting confirmation from our amazing tracker that Xilo has not been to the dam yet. That would be the sword that they're missing, supposedly.
Yeah, but he's got
the flute.
He can just get there fast.
I mean, it's not like it was this like underwater one.
Okay, but did you see what Chelsea found doing the back of escape?
Did she find a lamp?
She got boots.
Oh, that's even better.
That's way better than a lamp.
So that's Dark World access, because that supposedly leads to that other glove at the library. Well, this is certainly making things interesting.
That's a good way for her to make up time, given all the manual walking around the game she's going to have to do. Vertz is going to get it in a second here.
Kane of Samaria here in Bonk Rocks. Fantallis taking a fall to Moldorm.
What's he trying to do with that strat?
I don't know. Oh, you know what would be interesting? Is if Chelsea was able to find a fire source, grab the glove from library, and be able to do desert in one go, like the first time over there.
Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't be that big, but it would save a little bit of time, I'd say.
Yeah, be neat. I don't even know if that's possible at this point, but...
No, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, just really have many options left at this point, aside from... I mean, the nice thing is she'll get that glove, which will allow us to go, oh, but she still needs the book to get the other glove. And she still needs to go to desert to get the Moon Pearl. Okay, so there's just no way.
Okay, so like No, never mind. Can't even
No.
like check checkerboard or something because you still need mitts for that. Well, you don't if you boots clip. But...
Well, I mean that's right. That's not allowed.
It's a good
though.
way to get disqualified. So.
I mean, it's the last race of your division with nothing on the line. I mean, now's the time to go for some risky strats and just seeing if no one's paying attention, right?
Yeah. All right,
Okay, well, this
about
is going to be.
Any of you see Chelsea boots clip? You tell us.
This is going to be our Dark World axis for our teams on the right and our players on the left and Fantallis. Chelsea still has quite a ways to go before she gets to do that, but in that meantime, I mean, here's the nice thing: is Chelsea is very behind and has a very linear route that she has to do to catch up. But in the meantime, Fantallis is going to be checking all these things that Chelsea is going to be able to not have to do. Mm-hmm. So generally, it's not going to help their team overall because Xilo and Vertz are going to be able to split up the workload. But at least she's not going to remain too far behind. Maybe.
Yeah.
Also,
there's a chance for her here to just bail after she gets the book in Eastern, just so she can kind of catch up faster. I don't even know if that's a good idea, but it's an idea.
No. Well, where was the big key in Eastern?
Like hookshot chest or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say just go ahead and beat Eastern. I mean, you could hold off and do it later when you find the hammer and do pod into Eastern, but I mean, if the book was like in the first chest, then yes, bail immediately. And come back later, but all right, well, let's see. We got Vertz going into Skullwoods. No fire rod can't beat this dungeon, but there is 2 items chilling in here somewhere. Xilo is heading into the Village of Outcast. The very, very good impression of the villagers from Minecraft. Thank you, Philia.
It's actually really annoying me that Xilo went into the village and Vertz went into Skullwoods, because like geographically they're flipped from where they are on the screen.
Oh, you're right. That is awful.
Maybe it's just a me thing, but I don't like.
What the heck's wrong with them?
Fear.
Can we swap? Just switch them on the overlay. All right, so we're looking for the hammer next. That's the big thing we want to find. Hammer, especially when you have mitts into the Dark World, like you just want that hammer, because hammer has a tendency. Oh, nice lamp here in C shape.
Okay.
That is our fire source. Yeah. So now we can go beat Desert.
Yo. And bow in the back or the midsection of Skullwoods.
Oh, nice.
So that's 2 items, but also silver arrows.
Nice.
This early Dark World stuff is really working well.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fantallis is gonna get a bunch of junk items over here, choosing to drop down instead of going to the vanilla big key chest where those silvers were. Nothing on Bumper Ledge. We can go check Graveyard Ledge and go to Catfish with a fancy bomb jump.
Hey, Man, I've seen too many seeds this week. I thought we had the flippers, but we clearly don't.
Yeah, Xilo immediately going for this fetch quest, just going ahead and skipping Thieves Town to go to Purple Chest, Smith Chain, going down to... did they do immediately Save the Smith, or did they do Digging Game first? I'm assuming they skipped Digging Game for now.
No, they did Dig first, I think.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. They're just
I mean, we have their audio, but I didn't hear the music.
Let's see.
Did not do Dig, is what our wonderful tracker is saying. Thank you.
Well then, let's listen to the tracker.
More dollary dues. Seeing what's over on Graveyard Ledge. So yeah, both these players kind of knocking out a bunch of overworld spots, which I agree with. I think it's a good idea. And to split it. Oh wow, there's the hammer on Graveyard Ledge. So
that's what was keeping us out of Thieves Town. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good call.
That is so much peace of mind right there. Getting that hammer now.
This is the kind of stuff you can do in co-op weeks, where partly because it's co-op, partly because it's all dungeons, so you know you might be hunting that ice rod weird medallions anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You can just do things like check Graveyard Ledge early, and it all works out for you.
Was there something at Uncle? I'm guessing.
Ether, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I guess Chelsea's just going for the Agaplay.
Huh.
No, why would she do that?
That
Maybe she just...
would be a little
Okay, no. I was like, she doesn't have a fire source. She wouldn't do that. But yeah, it seems kind of weird to go for the Ether Medallion right now. I mean, I guess when you have Flute and Mitts, so you do have access to the Mire area and Samaria, so that Ether might be required for Mire.
But do we need to beat Mire to get into GT? I don't know. Someone want to check a map for me?
Please?
Please?
We got simultaneous Thieves Town, Purple Chest, and Bombos both leading to a whole lot of nothing. Okay, there you go, Philion. What do you see? Tell us.
I see red crystals, pod, ice pallets, and I see a pendant thieves, which Vertz and Fantallis are going to get pretty soon.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing that could possibly be in GT would be Ice Rod or T-Rock Medallion. And Ice Rod and GT sounds
terrible.
It sounds wonderful. It sounds great. I'm so glad I'm not playing the seed with that possibility.
It's the equivalent of all dungeons key sanity, where they just put your last Aga Tower key on Boldorm 2.
See, and that's why I'm so concerned about the playoffs, is that Game 3 people can do all dungeons key sanity. I'm like, no, please don't. Don't do it.
And
it's awful.
That. Maybe if you had a pilot. But...
unless you really want to get your Castle Tower key number 2 at Moldorm 2 every time, if you're into that, I'm not gonna dunk on that.
I'm into it happening to other people, but not to me. Ooh, Vert's getting bullied in the Hellway here.
That's 3 hits, 4 hits, down to half of his health already. Looks like Xilo is going to be heading... Where are you going, bud? Mire area, maybe? Looks like it, yep. Yeah, that's the thing, is we could potentially do all of Misery Mire right now. There's 2 items in there. This also allows us to do Checkerboard. Can finish Desert and get the items in there. I can't... Oh, it is Quake. All right. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Chelsea having the boots in Desert means she's going to be able to see maybe what the second item is. But I don't know, I feel like there's just always a high probability of Lamb always having that second item. It just happens way too often. But maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. I have not been watching this Thieves Town nonsense.
I haven't seen anything good.
Oh, it looks like Fantallis only checked the first 4 and is bailing. So yeah, here's the kind of the downside about Chelsea being so far behind, is they're not being able to like split up these Dark World Overworld checks. So there's the second item in Desert, just triple bombs. So yeah, Fantallis is going to be missing out on that hammer on Graveyard Ledge for a little bit longer.
It's a tough one. Like it's fine until it's not, in that you can keep doing things. It's just slow to get around the world without that hammer.
Yeah.
But hey, Bombos in the Big Chest of Thieves.
You know what that means?
Ice Palace?
Sequence Break Ice Palace? Would you do it in a co-op like this?
Yeah.
You got that Cane of Samaria, you can do some cheeky stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
That also means that the only thing that could be in GT now would be in the Ice Rod, and that's it.
I'm sure all these runners are just hoping to the next thing they check is the ice rod.
Right. It's such a big sigh of relief. All right, fantallis doing what I wanted. I think it was Xilo to do, which was ditching the purple chest, because you can leave it and you just have to mirror near the locksmith or whatever you want to call him, and you'll get the item from the purple chest without having to bring it with you. So it saves a little bit of time because you can dash around.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what was in the front half of Thieves Town that you and I missed, but chat caught, and I'm just now confirming on the runner's inventory? Flippers. So I guess it's not a sequence break to go to ice. Yeah, that's neat.
Interesting. Oh yeah, yep. There they are in Fantallis's pocket. All right, cool. Well, I mean, man, that opens up so much stuff now. We can go dive into swamp looking for hookshot. We can go do all of Ice Palace.
I like that play more than dive swamp looking for hook.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a possibility of that left side swamp hookshot. You never know. All right, Xilo, done with Desert Palace. Got 2 dungeons in their pocket. Gonna go back in to go see what that second item was. Get the bombs on the right side. Chelsea grabbing them Titan mitts. Gonna be heading into Tower of Hera. And yeah.
Huh. This is a little odd to do right now.
What, the Meyer check? Or
no, the Hera check. The Hera clear. Just because your partner's done it, you know that you can do it at the very end once you get hookshot. Just
yeah, don't think there was anything in here but a shield.
The main thing is just like But We're Buddies is having troubles right now because they can only be in one place at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to get better soon because Chelsea's almost out of here, but it's just such a damper on their ability to progress.
Yeah, well, here's hoping that once Chelsea gets to the Dark World, she heads north, you know, goes, grabs the Silver Star Skull Woods, and then heads over to Graveyard Ledge right away, potentially. But yeah, we're into Misery Mire. 2 items in here on Fantallis side. It looks like Xilo is going to be following closely behind as well. So at this point, we just need both rods. We need...
Hang on. Did Chelsea get her flute?
Yeah, she went...
Or did she just climb the mountain to get up here?
I thought she has her moon pearls, so she's been to desert. She didn't have a fire source. Yeah, because she was the one that got bombs or found out what the second item was in desert.
Oh yeah,
she was just there.
Of course.
I would assume she has her flute.
Okay, so got 2 runners doing Mire now.
There
1
it is.
Item already found.
We're gonna see what's on the pyramid. Go some bombs.
Hey, look, more bombs.
Oh, this is looking like a potential trip into Pod, I'd say.
Yeah, this is nice way everything's worked out for Grouchy Old Men. Like they're in 2 separate dungeons that are crystals that kind of both have a reputation for having your progression.
Yeah, it's such an interesting part about this mode is just dividing and conquering each of the dungeons. Like you know, at some point you have to consider, okay, my teammate is like up 2 dungeons. I should maybe go just beat a dungeon that they already did just so I can catch up a little bit. But like, you know, the more stuff you clear, the more chances you are of finding your progression so that your teammate can go mode stuff. It's just a really interesting mode that we haven't seen much of prior to this, I'd say.
Yeah. And then you know, you got those special considerations like how much of Mire, how much of Pod do you actually have to clear if you're the second one to go there? Like, do you have the early big key, or are you basically full clearing the dungeon anyways just to get the keys?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the other thing you gotta think about is like, you know, you don't want one player doing all the really slow dungeon full clears. Like, generally you don't want the same person full clearing Pod and Swamp and T-Rock while the other person does like all the two item dungeons.
I don't know. It's pretty funny when the runners finish at the same time, but they've got like 20 check difference between the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's usually just because one person like full cleared GT looking for the big key, and then the other person didn't have to.
That too.
All right, I think we are still looking for second item here in Mire. We did see a heart container, so we're starting to get up there in health, which is nice.
Like, Chelsea kind of has the fewest hearts right now. Oh, good, she's doing Graveyard Ledge. That's what she needs to be doing. But I feel like all the runners have way more health than I'm used to seeing this week.
Yeah, it's a pretty healthy seed.
Like, I was running around on 5 hearts for most of last night.
Yeah.
These guys are on double that. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Just how it goes, man. Sometimes, like, all the heart containers are in really awful spots that only one of your teammates finds.
Did you know that sometimes this game is randomized?
So, what? That's blasphemy. So, Xilo skipping the big chest here in Mire makes me think that they've already seen both items. But they also skipped the vanilla big key chest, I'm pretty sure. So this might be... Yeah. I'm just going to assume that they already got it. Both items. I think that's an easy assumption to make. Because it'd be weird to skip the big chest and the vanilla big key chest.
That would be odd.
All right, well, we are going to see Chelsea heading over to Catfish. We haven't seen this yet, and because of how late and how weirdly located the Pearl was, and the Flippers being in Thieves Town, I think this will be our first time seeing Waterfall Ferry as well. So, a couple items coming up over here. I keep forgetting that Vertz is in pod, and I just haven't been paying attention.
He's doing hammer, yep. It's a lot of pausing right now.
Nice, comfy clothes, though. Blue mail in the big chest of pod. I believe that is our first mail upgrade, and that is something that I'd assume all these players are going to want to get. All right, what do we got? We got 10 arrows, and we got a bottle. We got cape strats on Viddy.
Go. And more mail in pod.
Oh, wow, both mail upgrades.
Mail upgrades in the Dark Mage area.
Incredible.
Wow.
Wow. You were complaining about how they have so much health. Well, now they have, like, quadruple their health.
Okay, so the funny thing for Vertz to do here is just not tell Xilo that he got those mail upgrades. Just let him ride the seat out on green mail, prank his partner. It's probably not strategically advisable, but it's funny.
Another heart. I mean, that's the thing is I could see Xilo just getting one of those, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
I mean...
I could see them, especially because it didn't look like there was anything else in the back there. I could see him, like, just going for the hammer jump and then grabbing that and mirroring out.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a good play.
Because that's the thing is, like, you get to a certain point where you're comfortable. Like, for me, most of the time, I could go the whole seed, which is green mail. But, like, if there's blue mail in, like, Hookshot Cave, I'll just grab that on my way to it before completing T-Rock or before going to GT.
Yeah, you grab it, it makes it safer. And that's all good, but at a certain point, red mail was just like, do I really need this?
Do I really need a Ganon hug a couple times? Nah. But, yeah, I mean, so far, I don't think we've seen... I don't know if we've actually had any races this week that have been determined by somebody, like, dying to Ganon. I know we had one race that was determined because someone dropped into the Ganon fight before doing Aga Tower.
Ooh, what a dingus.
Yeah. Kind of rough, but it's how it goes. It's hard to keep track of that. And it's why I wouldn't mind having an all dungeons mode where Aga 1 is not required. All dungeons except for Aga. That'd be great.
But that's not all.
How about all dungeon prizes? So neither Agas are required.
Okay.
I mean, these seeds would be like 45 minutes long, maybe, depending.
Yeah.
Oh, but then the worst thing about that would be if, like, Pendant Dungeon, something's up on GT.
Just make GT 8 crystals to enter.
Oh, it's all prizes to enter. It's perfect. You need the Triforce to open it.
Cannons really hold up in there. Alright, Xilo's getting that hammer.
So right now, Vert's about to get their third dungeon done. So 6 dungeons in total on the left side versus, 6 dungeons. Soon to be 7 on the right side. And
yeah. This is not as scary as it was for But We're Buddies, though.
Yeah, and aside from, Fantallis having to go get that hammer in kind of an awful place. Where did we see Bombos again?
That was Thieves Town Big Chest. And, I gotta think one of them is just gonna blitz for Thieves Town pretty soon here. Since, presumably Fantallis failed after 4 chests.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was worried about the hammer.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get that play. Because, imagine if you just kept going in there, and then Bombos was your medallion you need for T-Rock. And it's, the last thing you go back and do. Though, that's a little bit easier of a play to make in co-op versus, it's still not fun, but you're more likely to have someone go for the going back into Thieves Town to go check the big chest scenario.
So, what do we still need?
We need that fire rod, which
yes, that's going to be an ice palace, right?
Yeah, the classic Bombos fire rod. And we need to know what our T-Rock medallion is, but we don't. Actually, that doesn't really. We need to know what it is, but that doesn't really matter that much because we already know where our medallions are. We need the hook shot to beat Swamp Palace, as well as to complete Ganon's Tower and logically do left side if Big Key's over there. And we need to find that dang old ice rod.
Dang the ice rod.
Just 10 arrows in the first chest of ice. Saw Vert's having a little bit of trouble with the Pen Gators, which is mostly because of the stupid sword beams, because sword beams are trash in this video game.
They're so good when you're a kid and you're just trying to beat the game. And then you try to do it fast and they're just the bane of your existence.
Mm-hmm. If only we could get the sword beams from the previous Zelda games. I don't know why they decided to nerf them. They used to be so good.
Art. It was for art.
It's for art?
Yeah.
Well, we got a blue boomerang in Paradox, but I think that's the only thing we got over here. And, Xilo taking a bit of a dive trying to set up that bomb jump.
Hey, nice icebreaker from Vertz.
Yeah, nice vanilla big key, too. I don't think Vertz... Well, yeah, Vertz didn't hit the switch before going over... He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least he went to the room with the switch.
I guess if you're full clearing the dungeon, you don't really need to, especially when you get the big key and a small key right away.
Yeah. And
you have Samaria. I mean, obviously you need Samaria to do Icebreaker in the first place, but... Well, we are going to be seeing a little bit more of Death Mountain on both sides here. Fantallis heading that way as well. Getting dead rocked and getting tech tight. Tech tight. There's a half magic on Floating Island. Ha! More like Trolldorm, right? Am I right?
No, that's a different enemy entirely.
Oh, okay, sorry. Is that the enemy that's on Vertz's side that just melted? Are those Trolldorms?
Yes. Maybe.
Well, we got double Quake this seed, so that Bombos from Thieves Town Big Chest is gonna be worthless. Well, unless Fire Rod's here.
Or yeah,
Fire Rod is in this ice palace.
What do you think? Do you think we're gonna see a T-Rock dive from Xilo?
Man, I guess you kind of have to go for it unless you find something here to. Well, there's the ice rod.
All right.
So GT is just going to be a big key search. So that is a huge sigh of relief. Vertz getting that information from his teammate and going, "Oh, thank goodness."
But yeah, I think you do the TR dip here.
Oh yeah,
because heck, maybe you check one chest and the game boots you out of the dungeon, and you're like, well, I had to check that chest at some point.
Well, I mean, for them, it's either this or a hookless swamp.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything else, and I guess deeper into Thieves Town, or no? Yeah,
No, they
no.
did Thieves.
Yeah, they did. Vertz did. Okay. Yeah, so I'd say this is the perfect time to go to T-Rock.
What's up top on the floating island here?
Half magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd say
This is like a little bit far to go for half magic.
Yeah, I probably would have skipped it.
Partly just because there's no fire or ice rod to spend it on, and those eat the most magic.
I would have I don't know. I guess you could have skipped it and then just gone and bought a blue potion just in case. But at the same time, like, we have silvers, so it's not like you're gonna have to do, silverless Ganon, where half magic's kind of nice to have. But it's a nice safety. And I'm going to assume that Xilo and his teammate are probably feeling pretty good about how they're doing so far.
Yeah, they haven't really done any huge time sinks or time losses yet. Neither team's done any terrible time sinks.
Yeah, and the Seed's been just
big time loss from But We're Buddies.
Seed's been also just really friendly items-wise, like health-wise and armor-wise and swords. Like, it's been just a relatively easy seed so far, I'd say. Well, there we go. There's gosh.
Turtle Rock.
Oh, you're always gonna go back and do right side.
Yeah, he's gotta get the key to advance. I thought Xilo got the fire rod in the dungeon. That would be a mistake, but in fact, he's playing the game correctly.
Yeah. It's us commentators that are dumb. We don't play this game enough anyway. These are the real gamers on stream. Alright, well, that is huge for grouchy old men, just having that information.
Xilo, you don't have the hook shot. That's the one thing you don't have yet.
See, that's why we're the gamers, and they're...
I mean, to be fair, he shot one fire rod shot, and then he realized what was up, and he saved his magic.
So we are going to see Pyramid Fairy over on Vertz side, so that's good. I guess that works too. Usually you do like the two on the right and then fire rod down, but plenty of time, so no big deal.
Man, doors stay open forever in this game. Like,
yeah.
Again, as a kid, I was always panicking that the door was going to shut on me, and then I started playing this game all the time, and I was like, oh, you're just open for hours.
Oh, it's actually not that bad. I mean, the worst room for that is still definitely the right side in GT.
Yeah.
That room's awful.
Yeah, but the fact that, like, doing it with a lamp is even possible speaks to how long you have.
All right, well,
so
we
just need hook shot here.
Yeah, we just need to find that hook shot, and good chance it could be in T-Rock still, could be could be in Swamp. I don't really know how many other checks we still have for Grouchy Old Men at this point, aside from those two.
Spike Cave.
Oh.
Which, as is tradition, Xylo's probably just going to do when he finishes Turtle Rock here. There's never a good time, but right after TR is not a bad time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another thing is Fantallis here in Palace of Darkness. I'm curious if he decided to route this in early just for those armor upgrades or whatnot. The other thing to consider is because of where that fire rod is, as long as Chelsea doesn't immediately take... Well, I don't know. It'd be hard not to take that Bombos right into Ice Palace, but Butler Buddies would be able to just go mode Ice Palace, assuming hookshot's in T-Rock.
Yeah, there's kind of 2 ways to look at it. One is, I just got Bombos, I should go to Ice Palace. The other is, I just picked up 3 medallions. I should go to Turtle Rock because I know I can get into it, and I want to tell my partner how many medallions he's going to need.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And if you approach it that way, we see an early Turtle Rock. Ooh.
Ouch. Yeah, walking right into that pokey, kind of missing that second spin. So that is pretty costly death, honestly. And just as I was talking about how easy the seed has been, you know, just not having that mail upgrade, T-Rock is very dangerous no matter how much health you have.
What do those do, like 4 hearts per hit?
Yeah, they'll deck you good. And it feels even worse because he was literally right there. The door was right there.
Yeah.
You just had to kill that pokey. I mean, that's why some people will opt to just go ahead and use the fire rod. But then even with the fire rod, you got to be careful because sometimes the pokey butts will like bounce off the walls and hit you. No, we are going to see that swamp play from Vertz, but at this point, like, aside from Spike Cave, they've done everything else. So Hookshot is either going to be in here, in T-Rock, or, unfortunately for them, in Spike Cave.
Yeah, Spike Cave turns out would actually be really bad for Grouchy Old Man, just because of the timing for Vertz here.
Yeah, and you know what I just thought about is, where was the ice rod again? Wasn't that in Super Bunny?
Yeah.
So Fantallis, assuming he has it, has already seen T-Rock and knows the entrance and just chose not to go in.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what the heck, Fantallis? What the heck, Fantallis? Why didn't you go in?
And instead went to Pod, a dungeon we've already seen?
What the heck, Fantallis?
What is going on?
The chests are, like, free at the start. Huh.
Yeah, and with that fire rod being very early, that's kind of worrisome since he's already been up there. He knows what's up there.
Yeah.
The chances of him going right back to T-Rock are going to be pretty slim.
Yeah, if I have T-Rock there and it's open, I'm always going to dive in to the first chests and see what's up. But I'm not going to climb the whole mountain just to go and check one chest in Turtle Rock. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, the thing is, though, like, more often than not, T-Rock's going to block you from going too far without the fire rod.
Oh, that's
so it's either going to... Yeah, I know.
That's why you go in.
Like, and especially in this co-op scenario, like, this is the perfect scenario to make the dive. Now, if he was making the dive to look for an ice rod, probably different story.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, still nothing on either side. Any second now, this hookshot's going to show. There's a big key for Swamp. Kind of nice to have it there. Could maybe see Vertz just go straight to Argus and hope it's in the back.
Yeah.
No vanilla hookshot. Yeah, because without hookshot... Oh, well, never mind. I'm stupid.
Huh? Oh, right. Without hookshot, you can't go to the back. I swear, Willard, we know how to play this game.
I'm blaming Fantallis for that one.
I'm actually so surprised by his call there.
Yeah, and the fact that now he's in... I mean, they must really be on this whole Bombos leading to Fire Rod play, since Fantallis is literally in here just to go get the Bombos and beat the dungeon, but...
We know how the meta kind of goes. When you feel like you're behind from the early race stuff, you start playing a little wild to try to make up the time.
Mm-hmm.
That might be why, like, Fantallis skipped both armor upgrades in pot, because he doesn't want to spend the time on that when he needs to just go.
Oh, yeah, true.
But it turns out, like, But We're Buddies has been actually playing really fast, and I feel like they've made up that time that Chelsea lost sitting around. So this is not.
It's not over yet.
That Turtle Rock really hurt them. We saw Powder.
Oh gosh, another
laser.
death. That's unfortunate. We haven't seen the pedestal yet, have we?
Nope. No, it's probably there.
That's another good place for a hook shot, I'd say. Yeah, now we have Magic Bat available. First chest on the right side, or on the left side of Swamp, is going to be a green rupee, which is a nice kick in the pants. This MIDI Helma is really giving Xilo some trouble over here. I mean, here's another thing to look at is, despite the fact that Grouchy Old Men has, seen more of this game, But We're Buddies has more dungeons completed.
That's right. That's
like
right.
Xilo, Team Grouchy Old Men are at 7, while But We're Buddies is, what do you find?
Xilo goes to T-Rock, gets the powder. Vertz goes to Swamp and gets the mushroom.
Gets the mushroom? Nice. Well played.
At least he doesn't have to worry about fake powder, I guess.
Well, here's another thing to look at.
Oh, no. You want a fake powder here, Vertz, actually.
Oh, yeah, because if Magic Bat ends up having hookshot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, dude, could you imagine? That would be insane.
Alright, $20 at the Witch's Hut.
Ooh, gotta be careful. Cannot afford to take another
hope,
bop.
I really hope Hook is not on the back, because Vertz would just have a bad time with that.
Yeah, I mean, it just means he wouldn't be able to do T-Rock into GT. Maybe he'd have to do a second Death Mountain climb, but...
This is
honestly, I feel like...
the hard way up Death Mountain here.
Yeah, this looked like a Spike Cave play, I'd say. But yeah, you might be right, he might be just heading to T-Rock. And Cane of Burna, not a hookshot. Oh yeah, that's also, we also have Green Pendant as well at this point.
So, the way that works out for Grouchy Old Men, they can do Sahasrahla now, Magic Bat, Spike Cave, of course. Between them, they have all the pendants, but neither one of them has all 3. So, they can go read the ped, but they can't get the item from there yet.
Yeah. It might have been a good idea for Vertz. Just go ahead and check that pedestal right away. And then, then Xilo would be heading over to Thieves Town as opposed to going to Pod. Or no, this is a green pendant. This is when you got to start really making some decisions. And
the hook in Skull Woods.
Did we get both items in there?
I'm not sure.
I know we got silvers. I don't remember what the other item was. Was there an item in the big chest of Skull?
Oh, yeah, I think there was. Yeah, there was. There was a heart container there. So never mind. Still, we might see Xilo beat Moth and then check the ped.
Either that or beat Thieves Town, beat Moth, and then just pull ped.
Oh, yeah, do that. That's the fun way for us. As an audience member, I want to see that.
I mean, the only bad thing is if it ends up being in Spike Cave. Oh, but also not checking that magic bat yet.
Yeah, I would really push that Magic Bat here. Find out just how much of a priority that is.
It looks like Vertz is going to grab that half magic as well. Be curious to see if But We're Buddies goes out of their way to check that. This is looking like a Pyramid Fairy. Nah, this is Pyramid Fairy for Chelsea.
She hasn't beaten...
She just beat Ice.
What are the red crystals?
Pod and Ice.
Pod and Ice. Oh, okay. Must be a tracker mismark that's throwing me off. That okay. Oh, I know what it is. The star on Helmasaur looks like a crystal, so I'm reading it as Helmasaur's worth 2 crystals. Which he's not. He's only worth 1.
He's only worth 1?
Yeah. Did you know you only get 1 crystal per boss you beat?
Dude, let's propose a new mode where crystals have different values.
No, you know, as soon as I said that, I knew we were gonna go there.
And it's randomized values, so
Nope.
We'll throw it in with this season's mystery tournament with the customizer settings. Be perfect. All right, well, at this point, it's either pedestal or it's Spike Cave. I think that's the only things we have left at this point, and or Magic Bat. And now, curious to see what Chelsea does next. I would assume this is going to be a trip up to Death Mountain, taking a little bit of a wild route through her menu to get to the flute. And then Fantallis is going to get a mouthful. Oh! Floating away. To go do
Mire and Desert.
Mire.
I mean, it's 2 dungeons she can beat, and Fantallis has done them, so they're kind of pre-routed already. They're effectively go mode, but so it doesn't hurt. It just doesn't help.
Did Fantallis not check checkerboard?
Don't think so.
Weird plays. I mean, at this point, they know that like there's not going to be anything in GT. Did Chelsea get that? Chelsea should have that Bombos from beating Beef Sound. Or did she skip it?
I think she got it. Oh, she definitely got it because she's beaten Ice Palace.
Yeah, right.
And we know they don't have Fire Rod.
Well, we are going to see Magic Bat, and if this ends up being our hook shot, it's going to be very fun. And yeah, this is going to be a fake powder because Fantallis has not gotten the powder off of Lisa Bridge. So this is going to be interesting and bad for Grouchy Old Ben. Well, bad-ish. He's in T-Rock right now, so.
Oh my goodness.
That is. Oh boy. All right. Well, there you have it. The fake powder actually coming into play. You rarely see that.
And get it. So Grouchy Old Man's going to be in go mode first.
Yeah. Xilo will be in go mode, and then he'll, once he gets his powder off of Laser Bridge, will be able to go get their hook shot as well. So yeah, right now it's just about But We're Buddies going into T-Rock looking for Fire Rod, and I'd assume Fantallis is probably going to go right back into Swamp at this point.
Yeah, this is actually really bad for But We're Buddies. Because the hookshot's going to kind of... I don't know, maybe it sends someone to Hookshot Cave, which would be nice, but I feel like this is going to put Fantallis back into Swamp Palace, and... like, Chelsea might be doing the double dip of Swamp Palace to get her hookshot. Which is kind of...
right. Well, I mean, they got to know that that powder's got to be available somewhere.
Oh yeah, they know that. But at the same time, it's that question of, do you do the thing you know the game wants, or the thing that you know you can do immediately?
Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, here's the thing: like, they know powder has to be somewhere. They know it can't be in the back of Swamp. So the only other place it could be would be Spike Cave, or TR, or yeah. So I can't really imagine Chelsea doing a double dip Swamp looking for, or to get that mushroom. This is really interesting why she's going for the She did beat Desert, and now she's going to beat Meyer. I mean, I'm assuming Fantallis didn't check checkerboard, and since Chelsea was over here, she's like, I might as well just go ahead and beat these dungeons, but...
The other thing to consider here is... Oh, no, Chelsea.
Suzuki Sanity.
Yeah. Hey, that might be caused by this thing I'm about to talk about. Which is, I think, the two runners on the right are still having some voice issues. So they might be entirely communicating in text. So maybe that's just led to a mismatch in something, or
is that
doubling of checks? I'm speculating.
Is that okay?
I know they had voice call issues at the start of the run, so.
Well, that's when you just hand each other your phone number and get on.
Yeah, it's international calling for these two, so. Yeah.
Oh, right, because Fantallis is one of them silly Canadians.
Darn right he is. You can't have them. All right, Xilo making sure that we are, in fact, in the back of Skullwoods here.
Can confirm. Well, I mean, here's the thing is, like, if we're going to see what's in the back of Swamp, which is going to be nothing we could possibly want, I'd say. And, now it's just going to be a matter of clearing dungeons at this point. The thing is, I would assume either Fantallis is going to be the first one going to T-Rock, or he's going to go do Ice while Chelsea goes to T-Rock. Mm-hmm. Ooh, gotta be careful against this Moth. Still has a bit to pod, but does take down Mothula. Nice work. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what Butler Buddies is going to do next. I feel like they still have a bit of a... Maybe... Well, I don't know. These guys both... It's hard to say because Grouchy Old Men have T-Rock done, and that's a very long dungeon.
It is. And they both have it done.
So, Butler Buddies does have generally more dungeons completed, but of all the remaining dungeons left, T-Rock is the longest. So, at this rate, this could be a photo finish. It really depends on at what point Butler Buddies heads towards T-Rock. And yeah, and that's the thing is, if Fantallis was up there and just chose not to dip T-Rock, which I'm assuming that's what he did, he's probably thinking, dang, this would have been nice. Yeah, Chelsea haven't gone into Skull Woods, did not get those silver arrows, so gonna have to do some slower strats on Vidi, but does have red mail, so shouldn't be a problem.
Hey, Fantallis is back on the mountain.
Nice, good.
Don't go to Spike Cave. Don't go to Spike Cave. Don't go to Spike Cave.
Not going to Spike Cave.
Almost got the Waffle House drive-through too.
Oh, what is he doing?
What the? I bet he was trying to hook shot and
didn't have it equipped. Yeah, I would assume so as well.
But he's back here now. What are you, Fantallis? What are you? All right.
What is he doing?
What?
Now he's going to Spike Cave.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Let's play Mario.
Well, this is going to be interesting because they're both going to be up here at the same time. Yeah, Chelsea does now have
doing Spike together. This could be a communication issue. Okay, they're splitting up here.
Oh yeah, because Chelsea doesn't have the hook shot, so she has to go up this route.
Right.
What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, Chelsea. So Chelsea has both Desert and Meyer done.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can get that on the tracker, that'd be sick.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
And then, yeah, just, Skullwoods is quick. Swamp is pretty quick in go mode. Fantallis is having to save and quit, otherwise... Well, no, none of these guys have done Aga, that's true. Okay, well...
He's just going to do the go mode ice here.
So this is going to work out fairly well. Chelsea's going to go get that Ice Rod and then go back into T-Rock, and then Fantallis will find out immediately that the Fire Rod was in there the whole time, and we'll get to just... Well, I mean, he's going to go mode this dungeon anyway, since Chelsea already did it, but... Vertz taking down Mothula, so all they've got left to do is Desert, Mire, Swamp, and then we'll probably do Tower of Hera into GT.
All right, Willard, I'm going to test your knowledge here. Of the runners. And I'm asking you because I don't know the answers. Runner by runner. Who knows how to Hera pot?
Oh.
I guess it's just Vertz left to do Hera still. So, do you know if Vertz can Hera pot?
I'm going to assume...
A fair amount of time.
I'm going to assume no. I'm going to go on a limb and say no. But, I mean, for me, at least, Crouch Men, their team is, from what I recall, is still relatively new-ish. And, for being pretty new to the community, at least the racing part of the community, they've done pretty well for themselves. Neither one of these players... Okay, Chelsea. You really gonna...
Oh my god.
What's the point?
She's looking for the Fire Rod. I get why she's doing this. She wants to find the Fire Rod. She doesn't know that. She just has to walk into Turtle Rock and it's there.
I mean, here's what doesn't make sense is because they know that hookshot's not in logic yet.
Right, but it's the Fire Rod they really need. And you don't want to dive... You don't want to dive Turtle Rock if your Fire Rod's in Hookshot Cave.
I mean, I guess this is more of just a case of us having information that they don't. But it's like, I don't know, that the hover just seemed unnecessary, I'd say. I mean, they could have found, because it could have been, powder in the first chest of T-Rock to go get Hookshot.
Yeah.
To go get Fire Rod. So, I guess it's understandable.
Alright, so that puts both teams kind of in go mode.
Yeah, almost. Just gotta...
I guess the thing is, Chelsea needs to find a way to get the hookshot on her side.
Yeah. And she'll get that from the powder. Yeah. And this is our first time in T-Rock, so she's gonna, full clear the whole thing. But, like, she knows that powder's in here. Like, it can't be anywhere else. There's nowhere else it could be at this point.
And... Oh, there's the fire.
Yeah.
Now both teams are in go mode.
Alright, so looking at these dungeon differences, I mean, Fantallis is... Unfortunately for Fantallis and Chelsea, they're going to both have to do another Death Mountain trip.
Yeah, that lack of Fire Rod means Fantallis has to beat Turtle Rock, then go back and do Skullwoods.
Mm-hmm.
But those are his only dungeons he has to do.
Oh, Fantallis needs to be careful. He only has green mail. And a death here... Oh my gosh, that was so risky.
No, he can get hit by the ice once. That's fine. This is fine.
Okay. All right.
That's fine. But yeah.
I mean, at this point...
just going to have T-Rock and Skull. Chelsea going to have to do T-Rock, Skull, and Swamp. But
yeah.
What's on the other side still?
I mean, at this point now, it's really just gonna... Oh, wow. Okay, well, I mean, Vertz showing off the spooky action glitch, so maybe they do know the Hera pot, because even I don't do spooky action.
The logo was in chat saying Vertz can't do Harrow Pot unless he has been holding secrets out from his teammate.
It's just weird to go for Spooky, but not go for Harapot. Like, Harapot is just stupidly powerful in a mode like this, or like last week's mode.
Spooky is like 2018 tech. Spooky turns 2 next month.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm behind on the times. I don't know, that's just one of the ones I've never felt like learning. Ever. It's just too much to keep track of. Harapod just seems...
to understand the altitude variable of the ancilla slotting of your fire rod splash effect as it pertains to the, what, tachyon stream with the flux capacitor?
Yep. Listen, I still don't even, like, flute again before going into Ice Palace to set up the Spooky on the first freeze.
That one's only 4 frames, who cares about it?
Right, I mean, still it was enough that someone called me out on it. I don't remember who it was.
I mean, it's 4 free frames that you're giving up there, Willard. That's 1/15 of a second.
That's so many frames. So many fifths. Well, I mean, here's the nice thing about Chelsea and Fantallis is, you know, Chelsea's got a little bit of lead here in T-Rock, so she can literally just tell him, don't do this, don't do that.
Don't do this.
Skip this. Yep. Skip that.
Yeah.
Oof. and then getting boned while you're falling too. Feels bad.
Fantallis won't have to do this. Chelsea is going to have to check Mimic Cave here for the powder.
Yeah. Man. You know, it's still kind of hard to tell where people are at. I mean, it looks like at this point, Fantallis will probably be the first one on their team going into GT.
Yeah, that feels right, just because he's done Swamp Palace.
And I'd assume Vertz will probably be the first one, just because Xilo still has to do Ice and Swamp. Well, Vertz just has to do Swamp, and then could even go into GT and then do Hero.
Oh, that's a risky game.
I mean, just to get the big key info, so that by the time...
it's a risky game. That's a good way to forget to do Hera.
Nah, no one would ever do that. That'd be silly.
Just me.
Alright, Fantallis has Fire Rod in hand, and as soon as Chelsea gets his powder on Laser Bridge, they both have a good laugh about it, and then goes and probably gets Fire Rod and does Skull Woods. Chelsea having a little bit of trouble here in this little platform maze.
She was taking the alternate path so she wouldn't get hit by the first fire bar. She wanted to get hit by the second one.
Yeah. Very important. Gotta make sure.
RNG minute, I'm sure.
Gotta conserve all those hearts.
It actually changes how your fire rod splash variable works. I don't know.
Shut up. Get out of here, Phylleon.
All right,
I'm not falling for that. Go take your nap. Pretty decent dash strats here on Chelsea's side. Throwing a couple extra bonks just to throw off the Fantasy League points, you know, naturally. Okay, powder in the last chest. Yeah, and that is the other thing. I mean, at least in this scenario, only two players on each team had to double dip Swamp. But I mean, as opposed to all of them, yeah. But I mean, that's the thing, is the seed could have been like, yeah, go get that mushroom to go get your hook shot. It was for Fantallis, but
yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think this is still kind of a close race. If the thing that really could have blown this wide open, I think, was would have been Vertz doing the fake powder.
Yeah, that would have been huge. That would have been a game changer right there.
Partly then he doesn't have to double climb the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, he still does, but for that fire rod. But then Xilo gets that knowledge a bit earlier, skips a couple other checks.
One thing I'm really concerned about is just, it feels like Fantallis has been like on the brink of death the last later part of this scene.
No, I completely agree with that assessment. Partly I think that's just a Fantallis playstyle thing. He's the kind of player who might just get hit a bunch and not care, and then go, okay, now I should stop getting hit.
Well, he's gotta be careful. Like right now, if he like took a death to, oh my god, why? Why would you even?
But yeah,
just like that.
We saw that double mail in pod situation. Every other runner has red mail because they were both so close together, and Fantallis, wanting to save time, just said, "I'm not touching that."
I mean, that's the thing, is pod is super quick if you skip all that. Like, ridiculously quick. Like, go mode pod is amazing if the big key is, like, in the front. My favorite is when it's just pod, big key, and a small key on the right side.
Zoom.
Oh my gosh, you almost died. Alright, Chelsea getting her hook shot here in a second, and we'll be officially in go mode. 125 go mode in a all dungeons co-op feels kind of bad. Just a little bit.
We've seen like sub-hour go modes this week a lot. So, I mean, that's just how the scene plays out sometimes. You have so much available, but without the hook shot, you don't end up doing Turtle Rock earlier.
Alright, well, Vertz grabbing that last crystal. All he has to do is do Hera before going into GT. But yeah, Vertz will more than likely at this point be the first player into GT. And he has to go check Skullwood, or beat Skullwoods, just has to go kill Mothula. Chelsea's going to do the same and grab those silvers, so... I don't know...
Still got to run Swamp, so this is shaping up to be a grouchy old man lead here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's... At that point, I mean, it's been kind of down to execution for a while since we found out where all our items were, but...
Yeah, and I think there is an execution advantage on the right side, but it's probably not enough here, just looking at who's got what left. And with the amount of safety all these runners except Fantallis are dealing with, I don't anticipate catastrophe.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is on the left side, like, they got, you know, they literally have every safety. Powder, Cape, and Burna.
Well, unless you're Fantallis.
Half magic. Well, no, I'm saying on the left side. Right side, yeah. Fantallis has literally nothing.
He's got a can-do attitude and low mode.
Will that be enough, though?
Well, he's got a nice deer sprite from Animal Crossing. So.
Oh, is that Bo?
That is Bo.
Nice. Has that always been Bo, or was that?
That has always been Bo.
I need a punchy sprite. I want my punchy. I need to beat up Swerve because Swerve has punchy, and I want punchy, and I want to beat up Swerve. So it's just kind of, 2 for 1. Lunch special. Looks like Vert's not feeling comfortable about that mirror placement, so gonna go back out. It would have been fine. All you had to do is just pick up a Samari block or a bomb and walk right through the portal, and then you wouldn't get sent back into the Dark World, so be able to avoid that mirror bonk.
But by going back into your mirror portal, you're effectively mirror bonking yourself. Anyways.
Yeah. That's some league points. Gotta watch out. Nice simultaneous Mothula death and crystal grab over on We're Buddy's side.
That is great teamwork. That is what I like to see.
That is good stuff. Getting some icebreaker action on Xilo's side, and yeah, this is oh wow, okay, gets it real quick. Nice. Very good. So yeah, definitely going to be advantage Grouchy Old Men for the Swamp Palace is still kind of slow to go through with having to drain water and go through a mirror portal and do all that stuff.
Yep. And so we'll see Xilo beating Chelsea into GT and Vertz Shaping up to beat Fantallis and GT, despite that fall, still going to have a slight lead.
Yeah, and could also come down to GT routing, where that big key ends up being.
Yeah, if we see one side go left versus right, that could shape things up.
I mean, this race is still far from over. It's just all, well, it's luck with the GT big key, but then it's just all execution.
Yeah, for those watching and wondering, I haven't seen one of these races yet. The score is based on the average time of the two runners on a team. So the first runner to win does not necessarily win everything. You got to have both your teammates' average time win.
Chelsea missing that little hover dude. And the dash back to go kill it to get through here.
Oh yeah,
It's our fight looking really nice. Yeah, no fear when you have that red mail.
And Xilo's just beating Cold Stare as Chelsea's entering Swamp Palace. So fair difference in time on that side.
2 small keys on the right here. In Hope Room. 3 small keys already. Dude, that's scary because that makes me think that Tile Room has the big key.
I know.
Wonder if Fantallis will go right. Nope,
No.
Gonna go ahead and mirror out. So yeah.
Kelly wasn't gonna do right side because he went to the left chest first and then the right chest.
Oh, okay.
Anyone who's intending to do right side,
We'll do right chest
should
first.
be doing the right chest then the left because it puts you slightly closer to the switch. Thank you all for coming to my TED Talk.
Well, hey, this is good for But We're Buddies. Xilo taking some extra time to go buy a couple blue potions. And,
You know what, though?
You know how it goes. You buy the potions and then you end up not using them at all. And you're like, man, I wish I could have...
The potions make you play better.
Gotten those times back.
So actually, here's the thing. This isn't just about grabbing the key, right? It's about splitting up the key search with your partner. So maybe what they're doing here, both Vertz and Fantallis, is they're going left, knowing that as they're most of the way through left side, their partner's going to get there and be able to do right side.
Yep. No, that makes perfect sense.
Whereas if you do right side right now, then you check it, it's nothing. You're halfway through left side, your partner gets to the entrance to GT, and they're like, huh? There's nothing to check here.
The worst part is when you go do right side, and then ends up being random room. You're like, no. Oh, Xilo getting dead rocked. That's more time. Can't afford his Chelsea into the Argus fight. So, I mean, as of right now, if it'd be looking like Vertz is probably going to win first overall in amongst the 4, depending on if he just took execution out of here. And right now, Grouchy Old Men looking good to take this victory, which would be pretty sick. I think that right now they are, regardless of this outcome, are going to finish 7th in the division overall. But a win's a win. We take those. Still no big key. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is if it does end up being on right side, Fantallis could have maybe saved a little bit extra time going that direction, but playing it safe.
That might make the difference here, but...
that was foolish.
Ooh, yeah, that's a bad time loss for Vertz. Fantallis now almost caught up here.
Just a big 20.
Okay, yeah, Xilo's going to go right side here. Xilo, if you're going to go right side, you got to open the chest on the right first, then do the one on the left, man.
How dare we?
Thank you for visiting my TEDx talk.
Oh, no tile room, though? And the nice thing is, if it does end up being on Ice Armos, which it is, there it is, you can just go full right.
This is a
Why would you not?
route that will lead you to the big key, but it is not the faster route. Especially not with 2 keys on the right. With 2 keys on the right, I actually do think it's faster to just run the right side.
Yeah, because you have to go... Yeah, this makes no sense. Why would you do this? This is good for But We're Buddies, though, because they're going to be able to just go straight right and make up a little bit of time.
Spike route, but...
Oh, did he get, like, stuck in a diagonal?
Oh, he just ended up, like, in the north end with the blocks in the way. You know, the usual.
The usual. Alright, well. At this point, it's all execution. Vertz taking a fall, getting hit by a cannonball. I'll lose a couple seconds here. Well, I mean, at this point, we could just literally talk about everything they do wrong or do right.
Fantallis walked into an Igor. I think his setup for the room was pretty good other than that. So, you know, that's a little of right and a little of wrong. Chelsea, why are you going left? There's 2 keys on the right. You can go... I'm done.
Why would you... I feel like it's faster to go right, regardless, at this point, right?
Think so?
I don't know. Ooh, red boom strats. Ugh, just use Samaria. Okay, both players on the bottom row had a little bit of trouble in these gauntlet rooms. Fantallis kind of short on arrows, gonna take some time to grab those. Man, this is gonna end up coming down to GT or Ganon execution. This Thamels 2 fight going kind of horribly for Vertz right now, which is interesting when you have silvers and half magic. I just, yeah, and going for all these tempered sword spins instead.
Yeah, Fire Rod, with half magic, Fire Rod is just so reliable. You know, silvers work, but there is that problem when you miss a shot, and it kind of throws everything off, like it happens to Fantallis there.
Yeah,
Thank you for illustrating my point.
He missed, oh my gosh. I think if you miss the first silver, you just switch to Fire Rod. If you miss the 1 cycle, you just switch to Fire Rod. But he doesn't have half magic, so I understand him not wanting to do that.
I kind of do. At the same time, like, Fire Rod is only... If you're only doing a couple Fire Rod shots, you're fine.
Yeah, that's true.
It's one of those things that really just comes from, like, confidence in having played this game over and over and over. Is like, how willing are you to get low on magic? How intuitively do you grasp how much magic you need for the torch rooms? A lot of newer players in this game are gonna say, "I never want to Fire Rod in Landmo because I always want to make sure I can do torch room." So, you know, it's about finding the strat you're comfortable with that you can.
Oh yeah, for sure. So interesting, Chelsea picking 2 of the wrong chests in the back of Ice almost, which makes me think that there is maybe some potential lack of communication going on between the 2 of them. Because, I mean, obviously when you're this close, it's like top right chest. Skip the other ones.
Yeah, but they don't know it's this close. They're racing blind here.
I know, but every second
counts. We killed blind earlier.
Oh my gosh, Philion, why? Why would you say something so hilarious?
Ooh.
Fantal's having a little bit of trouble in this room.
And
see, that strat right there. I mean, I don't ever use the hook shot in that because I usually go through that section to get down to the magic. If you, instead of picking up the pot, because if you pick up the pot, you're always going to get hit by the antiferry. You just slash. It'll put you in iframes because you'll be standing inside of the blocks. But then you can slash to hit the switch and then just pick up the pot to get the full magic, and then you don't have to worry about getting bullied by the antiferry. Ooh, a lot of singles over here on Vert's side. So yeah, kudos to Vert being able to, well, maybe not, maybe a few more than a couple singles. But kudos to Vert being able to hold on to this lead. Alright, double on Fantallis' side. Chelsea, 1 room behind Xilo.
Yeah, she has really made up time in the climb here. this could come down to the wire.
Unfortunately, Fantallis getting another blue ball there instead of being able to get a triple-double.
All right, Vertz, first runner done with Ega 2, passes the check, does not go straight in.
Is not a dingus.
I mean, we laugh about it, we joke, but it would actually really, really hurt a runner here if they spent that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's time you don't have. Oof. Unfortunately, Vertz using that sword beam kind of sent the other guard in the wrong direction, and then he wasn't really set up to spin to take both of them out.
Yeah, this Ega Tower climb is so neat. And runners who have done the all dungeons tourney might get a slight boost in it just from having the experience of doing it with bigger or better gear, because sometimes you want to use swords, sometimes you want to use your silvers. Just kind of depends on the room and where the enemies are running around.
Yeah, and the nice thing is there are more arrow drops along the way. Oh my gosh, the synchronization on the top row. Unfortunately, because
go different directions.
Because Xilo doesn't have a timer, I'm not sure if they are actually synced up.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But SG is pretty good about keeping things synced up, so I would assume that that'd be unfortunate if it was like, oh no, Xilo was actually 5 minutes ahead. Or behind on the restream.
So, whoa, Chelsea almost... Oh, Chelsea does take the fall, loses that lead that she had managed to build. And Vertz is about, 3 rooms ahead of fantallis here. So a decisive lead. Or strong lead, but not a finished lead for
Oh my
Groucho.
gosh.
And as Xilo takes the fall.
There were so many situations where his sword just would not connect. And despite having the red mail, I'm going to go ahead and powder. Ooh, Vertz almost got bullied off of the staircase. What happened to Fantallis? How did he fall so far behind?
That's a good question.
Weird. Alright, well, this is good for Team But We're Buddies. I mean, here's the... And picking up the last chest for God knows why. I don't know. Maybe get a couple more arrows.
No one in this race has time to open chests right now. Come on. Come on.
Come on, people. So if this lead stays the way it is, it's going to be super close. Because, it could go Vertz, Fantallis, Chelsea, Xilo, but, if Vertz can pull ahead enough...
Yeah. It's, that average timing may require a little bit of math here.
And Chelsea
out of that fight first.
Yeah, the Ega 2 fight's always a little trouble, because it's like, oh wow, those angles. You never know when you should go for slashes or spins. I usually just opt for spins because they tend to be more efficient.
Yeah, it's funny, casually playing this game, Ega 2 isn't that bad, because you're so geared by this point in the game that you're like, whatever, it's fine, I could do this. In a race setting, it's one of the hardest bosses to do consistently quickly. So much time you can just sink into it, getting 1 hit less per cycle than your opponent.
Seems like we're getting quite a few blue balls. I think we've seen 2 lightnings so far.
Oh yeah, I'm not counting this. Everyone's got to do the same amount.
Alright, Vertz going to be the first one, as expected, into the Ganon fight. So now it just has to execute well, get the 1-in-1, hit him with 4 silvers, and then the scary part, honestly, is when you're done and you're just waiting for your teammate to finish.
Yeah.
And, he's going to see Fantallis finish. He's going to see Chelsea probably finish.
At this rate, yeah. It's... Ooh. That's going to be nerve-wracking.
But this is good. Vertz does have a pretty good lead going into this Ganon fight. And,
I think that was a
2-in-1.
2-in-1?
Yeah. If Ganon's up at the top left, spinning, then you know you didn't get the 1-in-1. So if Fantallis can get it, but doesn't...
Ooh,
wow.
No.
Well, not only did he need to hit slash one more time, but did not even remotely close to get the trident spin, but so they had 2-in-1 from him as well.
Yeah, Ganon's being nice, at least giving us the
Yeah,
easy
no warps.
cycle.
Very minimal warps as well. And there's 1 silver. Ooh. Yeah, okay, I understand that. Vertz backing up, otherwise Ganon might have landed right on top of him. No triple, but 1 more to go.
That'll do it.
And I'm not going to look at IRC because I don't want to spoil anything for myself.
All right, I'm in there, so I'll read times out as people finish for you. I haven't done any math or looked too hard. Vertz is going to cross that finish in first with an official time of 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 13 seconds. Fantallis not far behind. Look at that lineup on the bottom.
Oh, so close to the triple. But that'll do it as well. So yeah, it looked like it's going to be about 30-second difference between first and second. So not as big of a lead on Vert's side. And, you know, if Fantallis had got that 1-in-1, he might have been able to tie that up between the two of them. What do we got for that SRL time?
Official time, 1 hour, 45 minutes, 46 seconds. So that's 33 seconds apart. Chelsea with the lead, going through this Aga fight, is going to need to come out on top by 33 seconds. Which is not a huge margin.
It's so exciting, but we have to wait for this boring Aga fight before we get before we get to the exciting stuff.
You know, honestly, if I'm the runners at this point, and I've seen my partners finish, in some ways this Aga fight is nice. It's just an auto-scroller.
Yeah, basically.
For the Ganon fight.
Just kind of relax and just like, alright, well, let's just sit here and wait. But dude, if you're like Fantallis or Vertz, you're freaking out, because you're like, when are they going to finish? When is the other team going to finish? Alright, that's going to be Aga 1 for Chelsea, doing a little dance for us. And Vertz is not very far behind, I don't think. Assuming that was the second lightning. Oh, maybe not. Blue ball over to the right. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Is this 33 seconds looking like?
Well, that's about 27 seconds between the two Aghanim kills. So, you know, Chelsea's going to have a really good Ganon fight here.
Well, she got the 1-in-1, so that's already better. Let's see if Xilo can do the same.
Xilo can just keep pace, get that 2-in-1 even, he'll be good.
Nah, not looking like it. It's going to be a 1-in-1. Oh my god. Finally, this is going to be so close. Calm down.
Hold my hand, Willard.
Only if you hold my...
Okay. I got you, bud.
Alright, one more hit. Or no, Chelsea has a different pattern because she got the 1-in-1, so she's not going to have that easy triple, or potentially easy triple, now that I think about it. Doesn't get the hit there. Man, who'd have thought that doing better in the first phase would actually be slightly detrimental, but...
I mean, there's the fanfare.
Yeah, still
warping around.
I'd say that was pretty clean on Chelsea's side, even with the different pattern. But will it be enough? We still don't even know if Xilo is synced up.
That's an official time of 1 hour 48:32 on her end.
Ooh, not getting that silver shot. Can you get the double here? So yeah, gonna have to do probably another fire rod.
Oh yeah, that's...
Oh wow,
honestly,
just barely.
That's a 4th hit. That was good management of phase 4.
That was so close. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking But We're Buddies might have just stole this one. Wait. Hold on, what? Oh, okay.
So
I'm assuming Fantallis' timer kept running because I'm like, these times don't
Oh,
make
yeah.
sense. I was like 145 to 147. Hold on.
So Xilo finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 17 seconds. And thanks to the runners who have done some math with these numbers, that puts But We're Buddies with an official time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, 9 seconds. Grouchy Old Men with an official time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, 15 seconds.
Oh my god.
This comes down to a 6-second difference between the runners. But We're Buddies taking the very narrow victory, and they're in here already. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's
Not stressful for me at all.
we were like in there with the calculator, just like.
Like,
Crunching the numbers, like, wait, who actually won?
Did we
How
win?
did this work? So, in case it wasn't forwarded to you guys in chat, I could not, like, something was happening with, like, I don't know, I was having, like, a computer overload or something, and I was not able to basically hear Fantallis whatsoever.
Yeah, there were
for, like, the
there
first
was
10 minutes.
there was
There was
some
very little
choppiness.
communication.
That's kind of bad in this kind of mode.
Yeah,
That
so you
need
might have noticed
communication
us
for
like
co-op.
doing some things that were unnecessary in the first part of the race. That was
Like-
because I had like
Sitting around in front of Blind's hut.
uh
That was
Did I?
awesome.
Yeah, she sat there for like a good. I showed up to commentate late, and Chelsea was still sitting there when I showed up.
goof.
I was just waiting for you, Willard.
Aww.
I was
And,
like, not
what-
watching. I gotta wait.
We got Vertz and Xilo in here as well. GG's, guys.
Hey, thank you, GG.
Yeah,
Dang it,
GG's, guys. That was crazy close.
I was stressed.
We had literally no idea who was going to win
about
this.
it.
Like it's so hard to tell when both teams are like missing, have to go beat 3 more dungeons, and then the GT Big Key hunt for that, and then it's like now we're waiting at Aga 1. Like, oh come on, just go.
Blue balls,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, right?
There were so many. Like I saw Vertz finish, and then I'm like, all right, Fantallis has about like a 15-20 second buffer, or 30, however many it was, like 30. I don't even know. It was seconds.
T3.
30, yeah. So I was like, he has a 33-second buffer, and I'm like, all right, Aga, I need to just stop blue balling me right now. I'm getting anxious. I'm like sitting here wiggling.
Oh, that was nerve-wracking. When I saw you, I was like, I have like 10 seconds to finish this.
Yeah.
It was crazy because Chelsea was also the only one to get the 1-in-1, and which made Ganon have a slightly different pattern for
Yeah.
the final phase. Spawning. I think spawning at the bottom, so like everyone else had an opportunity to get a triple, like right off the bat or something, but was still able to take them down relatively quick. I gotta say, Vertz, I the fact that you were able to hold on to that lead and stick with it all the way to the end was pretty fun to see. So, GG's.
Yeah, thanks.
Kudos to that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
See, I mean, Fantallis is a gamer, but
Yes.
Not that much of a gamer, apparently.
No, no.
I'm like
That's what
I am
Willard's saying.
I am very bad at trying to focus and talking at the same time. I like it's the like patting your stomach and rubbing your head thing. Like
It's not easy in
absolutely
this mode.
incapable of doing it. Like I'm talking about something, or I'm just trying to like figure out, and it's things that go out of your head are like names of places where you're trying to talk about. In Misery Mire, the big key was in somewhere, and you're trying to do that while you're like trying to get through the Mire dark rooms, and you're like, oh gosh.
Did you
Yeah.
specifically tell Chelsea to check the other chests behind Iron Starmos before getting the big key?
I was like,
no.
brain dead. No, that was me. His exact wordage was, what was it? It was something along the lines of, hey, the big key is in the vanilla room, but not the vanilla chest. And I still opened vanilla chest.
I mean, that's technically the truth, so.
Sounds like
I-
a belief to share.
I was trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to get up Gauntlet while trying to figure out a way to say it that's not like I don't even know what's in that chest. I know what's in the other two. Like
Probably bombs, I'd say.
I think it is bombs.
That was
I
like
think
arrows
so.
or something. I don't know.
Arrows is the one on the left. So bombs
Yeah.
is, I think, on the one on the right.
I needed them.
I gotta say though, Fantallis, you're the only one that didn't pick up any of the mail upgrades.
I didn't get any of
And
those. I didn't
you
get any
scared
bottles.
The bejesus out of me in T-Rog as you're like gracefully walking past pokies that would one-shot you like it's nothing. Not even dashing through them or anything. Just like, whatever.
Yeah, what's good? He's just flexing.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I told him, I was all like, Phallus, if you want to just go into pod and get out of there quickly, you're not getting
But
getting
like,
mail. So he's like,
any
okay.
one of those things would have been game. Like that's it.
Me standing for 5 more seconds when you're having tech issues.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
6
like
more
me
seconds.
not
Technically.
starting. Yeah, sorry, 6. Well, actually, only 4 would have been a tie. So
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
right.
Yeah, just
Oh,
we
man.
could have had
You're right.
5 teams that tied in this division.
I think
That would have
Yeah.
been amazing.
No other division has tied.
Cool.
But,
yeah, I think this is the closest co-op race so far.
there was
Yeah.
a 6-second one over in the Puritan Power division as
Oh,
well.
we don't care about
so,
them.
Aw, well,
Um,
they suck.
Yeah, they're in the
But-
dark world, so
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they smell.
Dark World sucks. Can we take a minute to actually talk about the seed for a moment, though?
it was garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
It was
have
junk.
a kind of a one-word question that I want
Uh-huh.
to pose to both teams, which is hook shot.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'm noticing some things on my tracker that are different than everybody else's tracker. The bottles, first off, but also, like, damn.
Yeah. So
That was crazy that the fake powder actually worked, and
Yeah.
that was huge over on Groucho Men's side because Vertz had the mushroom, but turned it in right after finishing Swamp, so didn't have the opportunity to do the fake powder.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
that would have been a game changer.
But that
right
was
there.
just like one of the garbagey things. Was
Yeah.
Just one, mind you.
and that's the other funny thing is that no matter what, you were going to be double dipping for it because either you're going to go into Turtle Rock and leave that, or you're going to have to go into Swamp Palace and leave that. It was a
Mhm.
guaranteed double dip to do that.
We
Two
didn't have
fancy
to-
ways to double dip the same dang thing.
We wouldn't have
Wait,
had to
oh, yeah,
have
you
gotten
didn't.
into Turtle Rock. No,
Oh, yeah.
I single dipped almost
that's
everything.
Yeah, Fantallis.
I'm trying to think of a dungeon that I didn't single dip, and I don't think I did. I think I single
You
dipped
were-
everything.
You were up on Death Mountain, and you got the ice rod.
Oh,
Were you
yeah,
just
that's
not
right.
thinking about dipping into T-Rock? Was that just not something
I
that crossed your
thought
mind?
about that later. I don't know. I never do that because I think it's a sort of a garbagey double dip. It's like there. It's a weird double dip. I think it's similar to Pod, where there's a potential for you to get locked out pretty early, and then the further you go, that potential just keeps sort of growing.
Mhm.
I will say in this case it was a little bit different because you get the ice rod, and then it's a lot easier to get into TR and get to that chest than go all the way to pod.
Because
Got
you're
point
already
there.
right there at TR. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's. I would rather dive T-Rock looking for a fire rod than looking for an ice rod.
Yes.
That's
And-
also true.
I think in any of the modes, like a co-op mode like this would be, in my opinion, the perfect time to go make that T-Rock play. And of course, hindsight, that was the right choice.
I mean,
So,
it just felt like there was a lot of stuff to do.
yeah.
You know?
There was one point where you and Chelsea were kind of doing the dungeons. Like Chelsea went and did Desert and Mire while you were going into Swamp looking for hookshot or whatever.
Yeah.
Where we were kind of wondering why Chelsea wasn't doing something new.
Oh, so the reason why I didn't want to do Desert Mire at that moment. What happened was I just happened to
What
ask
happened
Fantallis.
was-
I'm like, Fantallis, did you happen to check a checkerboard? And he was like, no. And I was
Why
like,
would you do that?
okay,
There was
crap,
nothing
if
there.
that's
Come on.
something. Yeah, I was like, crap, if that's something. All right, I'm gonna go check it real fast. And then as I was like pulling up the rock, I'm like, oh man, now that I'm here, I'm gonna have to do Desert. in Mire.
Okay, that was actually the
Yeah.
exact same thought I had because I was like,
yeah.
well, why didn't Fantalis check this? So it makes
Because
sense.
I got a bad brain. Don't do it.
Yeah, I was honestly just like playing catch up for a very long time because of the tech issues. So I was like,
Yeah.
just kind of winging it. I'm like, I don't know what
That
we're
was-
doing right now.
So there was
I'm
definitely a
trying to-
part where I was like doing some dungeons that Chelsea had already done to give that opportunity to catch up so that we could start getting that new information.
Yeah, just because, like, especially in the beginning where we were bottlenecked by going into Eastern to get the book, to go over into Desert to get the flute and the Moon Pearl, like, it was just all that kind of bottlenecked me into being, a couple dungeons behind Fantallis. So the fact that I was able to catch up to this point was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
So-
it was really crazy to see how this actually finished up and how close everyone was. There was a couple Moldorm falls. There was some a bit of some
that
rough
was-
land twos on both teams.
Yeah.
The third worm just wiggled away.
I felt real bad about my Moldorm / Landmo performance.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, at that point, nerves are starting to set in. When you don't see the dot duns yet, did you guys all have the IRC open so you could see, or were...
Yeah, I
Half
keep
open.
it open. Yeah, just in case. I like keeping it open to if I need information. Not information, but like if I don't know if Vertz for whatever reason is all like Mayday, Mayday, my computer exploded or something.
Yeah. It's always good to be aware of those kind of scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't look at it because it kind of gets you in your own head. Like, oh God, when's it coming? When's it
Right.
happening?
I
and
didn't
it
start.
happens, and then
Yeah.
Just based on experience with like my races this week, Vertz and Fantallis, you guys both finishing first for your team, and then you're literally just sitting there waiting.
It's like
Yeah.
shaking.
Isn't it the worst feeling?
Oh, I didn't open up the stream for a little bit because I was just like, I don't want to know.
that wouldn't help because of a 10-minute delay.
Right.
I went and got the
I was-
most tepid coffee I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, as soon as I finished, I was like, I need to know how far behind he is. I need to know. And then pretty much as soon as I pulled the stream up, there was a dot done. I was like, okay, I think that's enough. But it was like I immediately put in IRC. I'm like, who even wins? What happened? Like, what's the
It
number?
was super close. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
what you
crazy
can ask
thing.
for
is
like.
you can. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say for like I don't want to say a meaningless race because it wasn't meaningless, but for a non-playoff like required race, like you want it to be at least good. So I'm
Yeah.
glad it was good.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to watch this back and kind of see how it went because, like, wow, what a finish.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's one of those scenarios where like any one thing could have changed the outcome of this. Any one action. So you can also like sit here and be like, oh man, if I hadn't bought those potions before going up to GT or something like that, because anything could happen. Fantallis could have missed a couple more silvers on Lamolas, and
Yeah, like I could have missed like 5 or 6 more than the first 12, or I don't know how many.
It was that bad?
Literally said to
No, it
Vertz,
wasn't that bad.
If I literally said to Vertz, man, if I didn't buy those potions.
but
At the same time, though, like
they could.
But I was like,
But
I was
then you
picking
need
up,
them,
I was picking up arrows in Aga Tower because I was like, my aim is just off. I am planning on just sinking 10 or 12 of these into the wall.
I guess the only other real question I have is it faster to go full left to get to Ice Armos?
that's what they do in NMG, Willard.
Right, but keys are different.
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
knew where
but
the keys were.
Yeah. I got the one on the torch and was able to just go. That's that was literally exactly my NMG GT.
I guess that's a good point.
The main reason I
Plus
didn't do
silver.
it is because my confidence in the fire rod shots is not high.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there is a good reason.
Yeah, it was interesting because Xilo, you went in Hope Room, but then you passed Tile Room, and then you immediately turned around and opened up the Forbidden Door, and then kept going left. which was like,
Yeah.
what is he doing? It's wild.
You don't like if you know where the big key is. You don't need those 2 keys in Hope Room. Much like you don't need more keys when you do an MG.
Yeah, I think
because
that
I wasn't opening the fire bar room,
But,
so
like-
that was already an extra key that I had going
Yeah.
The
left
thing
side.
is, like,
What?
in NMG, you don't have Cape or Berna, so getting through that awful falling bridge room is probably different.
Yeah, I think what happened for Xilo is like I got the big key after he got those 2 Hope Room keys, and he was like, "Oh," and just turned around.
Oh yeah,
It was
that
funny.
makes- that
Made
makes a lot of sense.
It was really funny.
We've seen that happen where one runner just like bails on whatever they're doing this week because my partner found it.
Yep.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I
All
don't
right,
know. My
well-
brain just went NMG probably faster. I'm gonna do it. So
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Well, GG's, guys. This was a really fun one to watch. Glad I jumped into this.
Yeah,
yeah, me
Yeah,
No,
GGs all around.
plant some
Yeah,
flowers
good.
and watch his back.
good luck in playoffs, Willard.
Thanks.
Just throwing that out there. Have fun.
will.
GG's to Vertz and Xilo. It was a good time.
Indeed.
This was a really fun division, I think.
I agree.
It was a really,
There was a lot
really
of
fun one,
friends.
really interesting one. The only division with ties, and we got 2 ties, so makes things interesting.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Brian. All right, well, unless you guys have anything left to say, I guess you're free to go. Enjoy your weekend.
What if I don't
Alrighty.
want to?
Thank you for releasing
Okay,
us.
Well, then don't enjoy your weekend.
I
I'll give you
won't.
permission not to enjoy it.
Thank you. I'm gonna enjoy it now.
Vertz, you're not free. You gotta stay in here with me.
Oh, sad.
But yeah, thanks to
Speedgaming prison.
everyone that put this league together. I guess thanks Fear or something like that.
Eh,
He's
Thank you
alright.
guys for he's alright. thanks to you guys for commentating, Tracker. Yeah, all that stuff.
all right,
Yes, thank you.
Philion. You
Cool.
wanna-
Have a good night, everyone. Play more video games.
Yeah, there you go.
Yo, hey, I gotta thank one more. Thanks to Sokol and Yolinker's wife for tracking, because 4 people's a lot to watch at once, and I couldn't do it without you. But yeah, have a good night, everyone. Play more video games.
Yep. Enjoy the weekend. Goodbye.